Okay, there we go, guys. What's up? We're here. Looks like everything is working. Um, yeah, looks like everything's working now. I was already streaming, but I didn't have it like connected to my YouTube, so I don't know where I was actually streaming to. I was streaming into the Nether space. Um, but anyway, we got it figured out now, so hopefully it'll pop up in a second, and I'll be able to get our, um, stream posted to my Facebook, so I can, get some viewership. Which really doesn't matter, but it does feel nice to, put this knowledge and stuff out there, and it helps me to socialize with myself and work through my thoughts and, get this project done. I don't know how it just works. So what we're doing right now is we're refactoring all of the eval statements because they're 1,000 times slower than just like regular if elifs. So we're just going through one by one, and I'm working on the first instance as of right now. So there's the dude. There he is. Good old Josh working on his Python project. I'll finish one of these days, dude, trust me. Alright, so we're live, we're working, everything's good. Alright, I'm out. Now we can get back to work. Here we go. So we're gonna use the card group name dictionary, because I was gonna have to reference the object like dynamically or whatever, but don't need to do that. So what we'll do is get rid of this, and then we can just say if self is in self dot card group name dict at self dot card group name, right? Is that because we were just using self card group name? We're evaluating to see well, this line is attempting to see if the card is in a meld, not that. What happened to the did it not say if card is in meld? Huh. I don't know, I must have been looking at something up. Okay, no, it's right here. If card is in meld group. So this is for meld groups, apparently. In skeleton list to now I don't see anything here that would, so if we're appending a card, this is in the append function, then we're checking to see if self is in self dot card group name dictionary at self dot card group name. Okay, I see. So this comment is errant. Yeah, this is an errant comment. That was throwing me off here. Gotta be careful with those. So we have if card is in string type item lower, which I can fix all that because you don't have to format it that way. You can format it much more simply, I found out. But anyway, so we have it. Elif self card group name is in skeleton list tup. Okay. Then if card is the item, if the item is a card, then if self, meaning the custom append list instance, is in the dictionary value accessed by the key self card group name, and we verified that the card group name dict uses the card group name to grab the value, which is the associated card group. Yeah, very simple. So we should be good here. If card is in string type item lower. So this is the line we just fixed. It was eval before, and instead now we check, instead of evaluating the self card group name, we just check to see, we grab the dictionary value, which is even better. It's just better all around. Say grabs card group via card group name dict value key. Actually, it's a very self-explanatory, redundant little comment there. Okay, so I think this is fine. Yeah, let's just review. If card is card group name, what is it? Self is in self card group name dict at self dot card group name grabs card group via card group name dict key. Yeah, that is almost certainly correct. Then we have data transfer function. Okay, yeah, we're good. Moving on. Next one. Oops. We gotta change this to look for eval instead. You want to make sure you don't actually accidentally have this highlighted up there where it makes it case sensitive. Like, is this chat on the screen? Like, is this chat on the screen? Or is this chat just on my screen? That's what I'm not sure about. I don't want it to like even be on the screen. Okay, so it is on the screen. So where can I put it for it to just be out of the way? I guess I can just put it next to I can just put it next to like me over here. I'm just gonna exit it out. Can I just exit it out? You just close the document window if you like to show it again. Okay, yeah, we'll just, I'm not worried about that. I don't need to show chat. Okay. Too many distractions. Alright, so this is our next instance of eval. We're gonna do, this is in custom append list as well. And we're in the append function. So if card group name 3 onward is equal to hand and card and item rank. So this is for card group name equaling hand. This is only connected to hand. Okay, and item rank in master deck dot wildcards tube. Okay. String name is equal to self.card group name 0 to 3 plus hand wildcard ref list. Okay, so this is for the hand wildcard ref list. So like, this is easy. This is not going to be in the card group dict though, is it? The card group name dictionary. I mean, I could put it in the card group name dict. I don't think there would be, or like, there's no reason for me. I could. I totally could. Yeah, hand wild cards ref list. But the only thing with that is I would have to make sure that we update the well, is the question is it a custom? Well, it's got to be a custom appendless instance, right? If it's, I mean, duh. If it wasn't a custom append list instance, then that means we wouldn't be able to check to see its card group name. We wouldn't have a such thing as self, which means we wouldn't even be in this function in the first place. Josh, come on. Still, like, I'm still asleep, I guess. So this is definitely a custom append list instance. So what we can do is we're going to go to setup real quick, and this is where we reassign. I don't know why I did like that, because that is actually what happens. It's not like sort of what happens. We actually reassign it. So we have the, what is it? Wildcard hand ref list or whatever. Hold up. Self card group name is 3 and card. String name equals self card group name 0 to 3 plus hand wildcard ref list. Okay. String name equals self card name 3. Okay, so hand wildcard ref list actually isn't a custom append list. Got you. I see. Okay. I'm getting there. So we can't use the, yeah, we can't actually, well, we could. I could add it to the card group name dict. Like, is there a reason why I shouldn't? I don't know if there is a reason why I shouldn't. I mean, why would I not? Let me just look at all the instances of card group name dict really quick, just to be safe, to make sure there's not some sort of, you know, reason why I shouldn't. Because if it's just a dictionary to hold the card groups, then why would I not use it? That's what it's for. Okay. It says here, list line doesn't show that, just in case I miss a third hand reference to one of these dict files where they are reassigned with the line immediately below reference for card groups. Okay, cool. That's all good and dandy. Yeah, there's no reason for me not to do that. Unless we were to check if something was in the card group name dict to determine something else. Then that would... But it only ever... It doesn't check generally. It just checks specific key value pairs. So this is safe to do. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna add it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so we're gonna add it in. It's let's go over here and put eval back in. Let's go to the first one. We have hand wildcard ref list, so let's copy that and let's go to the tippity top here. And this is gonna be after hand, so we're gonna put p1 dot hand wildcards ref list, comma, and this is going to be a placeholder because it's going to be reassigned. And then we have p1 dot, and it's going to be hand wildcards ref list. Oh, I see what I did. Right there. Alright. We had to close the quotations. Okay. P1 hand wildcards ref list. Placeholder. Let's go to the next one. And we'll just do P2 hand wildcards ref list. And this, make sure we have to reference P2 here. Alright. Wild cards ref list. Now let's just search Control Shift F to make sure we're using the right name here. Okay. Okay. Why am I looking this up right now? Like, what is the purpose? Why do I need to do this? Why am I doing this? I don't understand. Why am I so dumb? Hand wildcards ref list. Okay. Oh yeah, I was just making sure like this was the right card group name. It's not a custom appendless instance, it's a simple list. It still is a card group though. So actually, I don't know. Since it's the only one that's not a custom append list, wouldn't like having it in the card group name dict, which is a attribute of the custom append list, be sort of like deceptive in the sense that that would make one that it was in there, that it was a custom append list. That's not actually necessarily true though. It doesn't denote in the namespace that it, you know, it's just data that it needs access to, and it accesses that data in a convenient way. So I'm gonna add it, it's fine. Because it reduces our lines. And I know that might seem extra, you know, to have gone through all that. I could have just wrote some simple code. I could have just did if ID equals such and such, but that's like extra lines, and I like to save lines. Saving lines is like saving lives. So let's go back up here. We verified that that is the correct name, and I'll just put non-custom append list for these, just as like, you know, just in case for whatever reason I wonder. Now we have to find the other instance of card group name dict. What we'll do is we'll just copy the whole thing, which has the new, oh, I'll just copy these two, which are the ones that I just added. Shift F for card group name dict again. Let's go to our extensions, make sure we have them all. Nude we do. Working. And now we're going to go back to search. We're looking up all instances of card group name dict. We're going to make sure we have the P1, P2 hand wild cards ref list in. Here we go. So this one we're going to paste it, post it, paste it. And I'll just leave this which says non-custom append list. Okay, now let's keep going. Alright. So this is in setup. So we reassign it. We assign it in a custom append list during the creation of the custom append list class. Then we have the next assignment, which is in custom append list at a particular point in time, and that's to make sure that we are referencing the proper val, just in case for whatever reason we did reassign them. It's a safety net. And then we reassign it in setup, which is to, why do we have to reassign it in setup again? Why do we have to reassign this in setup? Why do we have to do that? I'm confused here. Let's put this card group name dictionary. Do not remove verified required. Ensure that none of the reference lists are ever reassigned. Ensuring that those evals will always reference the associated object. These objects are only appended to... Okay, because when we reference them the first time, like when we create the dictionary initially as the placeholder values, those are not actually custom append list instances yet because the setup function hasn't been run yet. So created of right, and I put that as this comment which verifies that. Cool. Alright, so we're good. We got it all fixed now. So all three instances, let's just review. P1 and P2 hand wildcard ref list. This one has P1, P2 hand wildcard ref list, and this one also has P1, P2 hand wildcard ref list. And we actually didn't save lines. We created more lines than we saved. Or actually they kind of evened each other out because that being assigned multiple times. But that's okay because now we can just go here. We don't have to assign this string name at all because we're checking to see if the card group name from 3 onward, which nixes P1 or P2 prefix, is equal to hand, and card is in da da da, and that's all fine. But then we create the string name using string concatenation, but we don't need to do that. We can now just say, get rid of this, and we'll get rid of the eval, and I'll just put card group, and what we're going to do here is say card, or well, we still have to get the P1 or P2 prefix. So we'll just say if self.id is equal to 1, player object equals P1, and then if self.id is equal to 2, player object equals P2. And since I've done this twice, and it looks like I do this a lot here, we have a lot of instances of this. If self and eval, self card group name, instead of having to assign this player object multiple times, let's see, watch. So right here, well, we don't actually have to do that right there. I was thinking we did it in the last instance of eval, but we didn't have to use it. But we may have to. Let me see if it's worth doing to assign it as our associated player object in the class definition, where we define the attributes and properties of the class. let's see. So we have if self and eval card group name. So this one we don't need the prefix. Don't need the prefix. So this one though, we do need the prefix. So this one we would have to reference the ID to get the player object, because we, well no, that's, no, yeah, we would, I'm right. So we would use it twice at least. And let's see if there's a third one. No, it's only twice. But I think I'll also create that assignment as well, because it just makes sense to do it like that. So what we'll do is when we I don't know. I don't know if that's necessary to do all that. That's might be a little bit extra since we're only using it twice. So we would use it here, and then we would use it okay, so we would actually use it 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Because this would use it as well. So that's 6 lines. I guess it's worth it then. So we'll go up here and we're gonna assign the, oh, we already do. Look at that. Dummy. So we already actually have it, this attribute assigned. So we'll just copy it, and now we'll do undo to go back to the spot we were working from, which is right here. So we don't have to assign this. It's already assigned, so we can just get rid of this, and we'll say player dot hand wild card ref. Oh, you see, and the way that this worked out actually is we don't even need it in the whatchamacallit, the card group name dictionary, because we can just do player dot hand wildcard ref list. Hand wild cards ref list. So let me copy that, make sure I spell it right. Yeah, so we'll just say self dot player dot hand wild card, and that's not spelled right, so paste that in, hand wild cards ref list, and now you can see the colors changed, dot append item. So we're using the self.player, which is going to be either P1 or P2, and then we're accessing the associated hand wildcards ref list attribute, which means we don't actually need that card group in the card group name dictionary. See how we went through and we added that? I just like realized. I hate when I do shit like that. I mean, it's okay. It was all good intended, but if I would have just thought it through just a little bit longer without talking, I probably would have realized that I could have just did it this way. Alright, so let's review. We had, previously we had an evaluate here, which did eval string name. We got the string name, which was card group name with the P prefix for 1 or 2, plus and wildcard ref list. Then we evaluated the string name, but now we just use the self.player dot hand wildcards ref list to reference the proper P1 or P2 and to reference the proper card group directly, so we don't have to do any sort of evaluation, and it's nice and clean, one line. So self.player.hand wildcards ref list append, and we're appending the item. Alright, cool, we did it. So that one's easy and done. So now let's go back to card group name dict, and we can get rid of this thing that we just added, these two card groups, because that's just like dead code at this point. Let's go to the next one right here. Just keep going. They got one more. Not that one. It's gonna be this one. It's 3 places, so that was 3. So let's just review, make sure it's not in there. Okay, it's not. That one is not, and that one is not. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go Control Shift F back to eval into the next instance. So here we have self and eval self card group name, and this is searching for self card group name in meld group name tube. So let's just verify that all these, we can hover over it, and it tells us it's P1 play cards. So it's play cards and melds, and play cards and melds are both in the card group name dictionary. Was it play cards and melds, right? Play cards and melds, yeah. So those are both in the card group name dictionary. So I know that what we can do here is, since all we're doing is evaluating the card group name, we would just say okay, I know what I would have to do. So this one we actually need to the string version of the ID, because we have to grab the card group through the card group name via the card group name dictionary. So what we'll do is we'll say if self.id is equal to 1, then string player object equals, we'll just say string player equals P1, and then this will be else, which means elif string, or rather self ID is equal to 2. String player in this case would be P2, and then we would say if self is in, so we're going to change this eval. So what I'll do is I'll copy this line, we're going to paste it, and then we're going to write if self is in self dot card group name dict at string player plus, well, we also need dot string player plus, well, wait a second now, I'm an idiot. We don't need to grab the string because we can just say the self car group name has the string in it. Yeah, I'm dumb. We don't have to do that at all. We don't need string player. If you just get rid of this, all we need to do is say if self is in self car group name dict at self.car group name. Silly, because self car group name is gonna have p1 or p2 prefix. Yeah, and the card group name is already in a string format, which is the whole reason we created the card group name dictionary, so we can just use the card group name to reference the associated actual card group. So now we check if the card group is in, or meld group rather, checks to see if meld is in meld group. Now, so we say if self is in self card group name dict at self card group name. So in this, like, let's just say it was P1 play cards. It would say if self is in card group name dict at P1 play cards string, it's going to grab the actual P1 play cards card group object, and it's going to check to see if the meld, which is the self, is in that card group, which does the exact same thing as this if self is in eval of self card group name. So these two are equivalent to one another. So there we go. We're going to put our double stamp of approval there. If self is in, let me just triple check that before I delete it. So it was an eval of self card group name. So if it was P1 play cards, it would literally be the same exact thing. Yeah. I need some water. Alright. 14 minutes left till our hour. I gotta find the straws for these little water bottles. I took them out because I would freeze them. And like, I put them up somewhere. But since I don't freeze them anymore, I can use the straws again because it's way more convenient with the straw. But like, I couldn't find them. I don't know where I put them. So I have to take the top off. And it's like, it just drips water. It's kind of messy. Alright, so let's go to the next one. So we have for meld in eval item dot prior card group name, and I don't know why, because some of these, like, I can literally just use the card group name. The only thing I have to do is I have to make sure that the pool of card groups that are going to be passed into this section exist in the card group name dictionary. If they are, then I can use the card group name dictionary to reference them directly without having to use eval like we just did. So this is in append function. It's inside of the append function. It checks if custom append list, if the length of the meld is greater than 0, checks its prior card group name. Okay, so this is for resituation. Yeah, this visually resituates the card group that the card was popped from, or, well, yeah, because the prior card group name is the group that it was popped from. So if the item, the meld's first card's prior card group name is not equal to none, if the meld's first card's prior card group name is in the self meld group name tube, so this handles play cards and melds, and we know that this does indeed the meld group name tube card groups are existent in the card group name dictionary. So we can do a direct conversion here just like we just did. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy that line, we're going to paste it, and we're going to fix it. So it's going to say, instead of for meld in eval item prior card group name, we're instead gonna say if for meld in self dot card group name dict at the item dot prior card group name, I gotta remove that parentheses, close. So for meld in self dot card group name dict, so it's using the card group name dict, it's gonna reference the prior card group name to grab the string. It's going to use the string format of the card group name to grab the associated actual card group, and then it's going to access that card group's item dot prior meld num onward to make sure it's going to not grab any preceding meld groups, because it only needs to go from left to right, not any further left than what it already is. So if it's working with the third meld, it only needs to adjust from the third, like if there's 6 melds and we're working with the third meld, we don't need to readjust the first and the second. So that's why it uses the prior meld num onward, using that colon to denote grabbing only those melds and resituating them, moving them one over since we removed one from the middle, if that makes sense. So for meld in subcard group name dict at item dot prior card group name at item dot prior meld num should be the same thing, because this card group name dict at prior card group name is the same thing as saying eval at, or eval the item prior card group name. Yes, so this is the same thing. Yep, this grabs the value of the dictionary, which is the actual card group, and this accesses the proper indices for the meld. So let's get rid of that. We verified that it's good to go. I'm quite certain. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Oh, that's a little sloppy, huh? I don't like it. It's a little sloppy. Alright, so let's look at this bad boy right here. This is in append. Is this immediate? This is immediately. Yeah, we just worked right above this. So this is the elif to the if we just worked on. So if it's a card instead of a meld, we check to see if the card's prior card group name is not equal to none, if the card's prior card group name is in self meld group name tube. So this is dealing with the same exact set of cards, or card groups rather. And then if item prior meld num, you gotta make sure it says in and not in, because then we would have been errant. So you always have to be careful, make sure it says in and not in, and you're understanding which that is. So this is in, if it's in meld group. So that's play cards and melds. Okay. So then we say if item prior card group name 3 onward is equal to play cards, and the length of eval of item prior card group name. Okay, at prior meld num. So we're checking to see if the length of the associated meld is equal to 0, right? So we're gonna change this eval. Let's just copy this line. I like doing it this way better. We copy, We paste it, and then we can change the section we want to change. And we want to change this. So we don't want to do the eval. We want to do self.cardGroupNameDict at the, we're using the item prior card group name. So let's do that, and then we close that out. So why are both of these purple? Shouldn't they be two different colors? Like, why would they make them the same color if they're successive, if they're two separate parentheses groups or brackets? If the length of self card group name dict at the item prior card group name, so this is grabbing the proper card group via the prior card group name from the card group name dict, and then it's going to grab the proper meld using the item's prior meld num, and this is going to be correct. So this is the same thing as saying length of eval item dot prior card group name. Yeah. Alright, so get rid of that. That one's good to go. We can move on to the next one. Okay, so now we use it again, the exact same reference. We're looking for eval item prior card group name. So it looks like we might want to assign this, because it looks like we actually use it a third time in this section. Let's see. So we're looking for the eval, the prior card group name here. And then we're looking for it here. But it's not the same one. It's a different card group, because this is for when the card group is equal to play cards. So if we were to create a card group variable at this point, it would not be the proper card group variable for this else section. So good thing I triple checked that. So we can't actually like create just a variable and reference it one time, or like reference it a few times, creating it once. We're gonna have to just use this self.cardGroupNameDict at item prior card group name. So we're gonna go here for meld in self.cardGroupNameDict at item prior card group name. So that's the same thing as, let me do the copy and paste method because I like that better. So now we have, oops, how did that happen? Let's try that again. Self card group name dict at item prior card group name. Let's go down here. So we have for meld in self card group name dict at item prior card group name, and this is actually the same object. Alright, yeah, so we can get rid of this now. And we actually could assign this to the card group variable and use it twice. It's not a big deal. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll say, because it's kind of hard to read when it's really long like this, it's just confusing. So what we'll do instead, this is actually grabbing the prior card group. So we'll just say prior card group, and then we'll go right up here, and It's the last one we just worked on. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a different card group, so we can't. Okay. So now we'll say if item prior card group name 3 is equal to play cards and the length of the prior card group. So to get the prior card group, we say self.cardgroup name dictionary at item.prior card group name. So we're going to call this the prior card group. Yeah, prior card group equals self.cardgroup name dict at item.prior card group name dict. And then we reference the prior card group. Make sure we're not using this anywhere else. Oh, there's our hour. So I'm actually gonna go a few more minutes. I'll just go a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna take my break. So I want to finish this real quick. So item prior. So prior card group is equal to self card group name dict at item prior card group name, and then we actually just use it one time. Okay, I was just making sure we're not using that namespace for something else. So yeah, we have this assignment here, and then we reference it right here. We check the length of the prior card group at the prior meld num. So we're checking the length of that meld to see if it's equal to 0. Then we go down here and say for meld in self card group name dict at, and this is the same reference that we just assigned prior card group to. So we can replace this with the much shorter and easier to read prior card group. So this is a lot better to read. Here. No. Not today, Phantasy Star Online 2 soundtrack. Nothing but anxiety. Gotta get a little piece of gum. I'm gonna just go a couple more minutes before I take my little break. And I actually might not take a break. I'm just gonna like go 10 more minutes and then I'm just gonna go to the gym. Because it's heavy bag day. And I'm like ready for the heavy bag today. I think. We'll see. Alright, so let's just do a little bit more. Let me just review our changes here. Let me just undo this. So we had these two evals, bam. Well, we actually had 3. Well, okay, so we did that one, and then right here we're gonna assign the prior card group right here. Yeah, then we changed that one to prior card group, and then this one, which was also eval, we changed that to for meld in prior card group at meld num. Should we do this right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That was a little bit, you know, it was all over, but I triple checked it and made sure it was good. So we can actually go back and give it our whoa, what did I just do here? So this should be double stamp of approval. This one right here should be double stamp of approval, and then this one right here. So that's the bam, and then bam, bam. There we go. Cool. All right, so this is our next one. This is in the connected else, and we're going to for current card and eval prior card group name. So what we're gonna do is, well, you know what? Hold up. What we could do, we actually could assign the prior card group here, because this self card group name dict at prior card group name replace this right here. So let's copy this line, put that there, copy this, and then we're gonna put this right there. So we have for current card and self.card group name dict add item.prior card group name. And this is basically the same thing as saying prior card group. And since we, why didn't it comment that out? Since we, yeah, eval item prior card group name is the same as saying for current card and self card group name dict item prior card group name. Exact thing. And since we're in if right here, we're in this if, we then assign the prior card group name. Prior to this the if else. So we can just use this. Oh, I didn't think we could before, but now I realize we actually can. So we say for current card in this long but for current card in prior card group at item prior meld num. Now that is much easier to read than the previous format, and even easier than for current card in eval item dot prior card group name at item dot num. Definitely did that correctly. All right. Prior card group. It has access to that variable here because it's assigned previous and didn't level it. All right, let's go to the next one. And I think this will maybe be my last one, and then we're gonna go to the gym. Let's see. We have if self card group name is equal to hand and card, and self rank suit in cards 2, blah. Get the string name equal to self card group name is equal to 3 plus Then we do eval string name. We do that twice, so it's 2,000 times slower. Terrible. Yeah. So let's instead of our we have the card group name. What we're doing here is we're referencing the comment needs to be changed for this, as well as the. We're gonna change this. Comment these two out. It's gonna be of string name equals self card name 0 to 3 plus name wildcard ref list, and then evaluating the string name popping from that. We're just gonna do self dot player dot hand wild cards ref list dot pop at pop from the same self dot player dot hand wild card ref list dot index of self at item. Yeah, this is complicated, my boy. Complicated syntax. Took me a long time to get to where I understand all this syntax without really having to think about it. Yeah, so instead of evaling the string name, we're just gonna say player hand wildcard ref list. So you know what I'll do? I could make this shorter and just say wildcard ref list. We'll just do wildcard ref list equals self.player, and then just change this. So I gotta add this. I am adding like movies that I want to watch, and I like, as I remember them, I add them to my little list because I will forget them if I don't add them immediately, because my memory is like very random. And alright, there we go. Okay, so the movie was Blade Runner, by the way. The new Blade, the 2049. Good movies. Alright, so we have, instead of doing the string name assignment and then eval the string name pop eval string name dot index at of the index of self at item, we now just say wildcard ref list equals, you know what, I'll make this even shorter since we already know what it's talking about. It's like if the purpose of it is to shorten it, I don't like that. I'll just leave it. This is short enough. There's a certain like length where it becomes too long to read easily, and it's not past that length right here. So wildcard ref list equals self.player.hand wildcards ref list, and then say wildcard ref list dot pop wildcard ref list dot index at self item. So we're popping from the wildcard ref list the index of the card rows item at that index, because item is index when you use pop. It's not an actual like object, it's just a number index. So now that should be the same as saying eval string name dot pop eval, or yeah, dot pop eval string name dot index self at item. Yes, so we're good. Let's get rid of this. Boom. Alright, so now we got rid of that eval, and I think I reviewed it enough to be confident enough to give it my um, double stamp of approval. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I guess I'll do one more. I said I was gonna do one more, but I'll do one more until I like feel like that real crash is starting to hit me. It's a little bit creeping, but it's not bad. So this is for, oh, we need to update this comment. Let's do that first. And also the previous one where we modified right here. So right here, that comment needs to be updated. So for hand wildcard ref list population, check to see if the card being handled is a player's hand. If so, checks to see if the card being added is a wild card. If so, appends the card to the player's hand wildcard ref list. This is the means by which the hand wildcard ref list is populated and depopulated in pop and clear. Alright. Okay, so that is actually fine. Is the other one. Here. So below comment needs to be updated. Let's get rid of that and let's say which the hand wildcard ref list is populated. Card being handled as a player keeps the card as being a wild card. If so, terms players. Is this the same exact wording? Assigns the players hand and assigns the player's hand and hand wildcard ref list to varies. Yeah, so that part is different. Determines which player's hand it is. Then pops the card from the player's hand wildcards ref list. Yeah, there we go. Alright, fix that. And then this is the last one that we're going to work on, right? So this is going to be self-card name. And checking to see if self-card name not dot. See, gotta be careful. Not in versus in. So not discard pile match ref list and lend temps list ref meld initial melded cards last set played cards ref lend 2 temp melds ref matched in meld list. Okay. So I don't know if there's overlap between these two. Not in ref list 2. Let's see. Okay, card card name. Oh, alright, so here we go. This makes it even easier. If self-cargo name is in meld group name tube, alright, which is play cards and melds. So we know those are both in the card group name dict, so we can simply say if self is in, and we'll copy this line, and this is going to say self dot card group name dict at self dot card group name. So what is this doing exactly though? So we're using the eval of the self card group, doing self card group name dict at card group name. Group name is the same, and we know it's in the card group name dict because it's in the meld group. But this is the correct logic, because what exactly are we doing here? This is, we had to make reference. This is a customer timeless for the purpose of skeleton data transfer. We get the prior card group name. Okay, this is after we're popping it. We're assigning the prior name. And then if it is a meld group, we then check to see if the popping from a meld, and we check to see we're dealing with a meld group. Check to see the meld or the meld group, and then if it is, we grab the meld at the particular we grab the card wait, hold up. This isn't right. Something's not right here. Hold on. So we're popping a card because it says if card is in string type of item. So if we're dealing with a card, we're popping a card. The item is a card. Okay? So self at item is not a meld, it's a card. Then we say that card's prior card group name is equal to self card group name. Then we say if card group name is a meld group, so if the group that we're dealing with is a meld group, then we check to see if the meld, which is the self, is in the card group name dict at the card group name. So to see if it's in the meld group. So is the meld in the meld group, or has it been named associated with the meld group but not yet placed in it? So if it's actually in it, then we grab the meld at the particular card. Gotcha. Okay. So self. Okay, I see. Yeah, we're assigning the cards. So self at item is the card. So we assign the card's prior card group name, and then we check to see if it's a meld group. If it is a meld group, we check to see if the meld is in the meld group, and then if that's the case, we assign the card's prior meld num to the self meld num, because the self is a meld within a larger meld group. I know that's very complicated if you're not me, because I'm the only one who's worked on this project and I'm the only one who would know this. But yeah, so that makes sense. I just wanted to triple check that. Now we can get rid of this line, so back out of it. We'll double stamp approve this because self in self card group name. Don't say self, just say if X in card group name dict at card group name is the same thing as if X in eval card group name. Same thing. Cool. And it's not prior, it's current. Cool. Good deal. Alright, so next one, I'm gonna go ahead and take the break and go to the gym now. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the gym. Yeah, I'm feeling the crash now. So I'm gonna put stopped here. Break here at 12:30. 32xx and now let's go back over here. So 282 in custom append list. I was trying to figure out the key bind. In our, it's actually to switch between this portion of this VS Code editor and this portion. I don't know what the proper term is for it. Is control. So you do control 1 switches to the left side, control 2 switches back to the right. So control 1, control 2. Then you can do control tab to switch between files in that portion. Proper name is not portion. So, right here, 1230x, stopped at line number 282 in append list. So we continued working on eval instances. We're going to eval instances on removing or replacing with regular if elif logic, etc. There we go. So 11:03 to 12:32. All right, cool. So we'll put this 12:32 and x to this ain't what you want. That ain't what you want. So then we put equals x hours, and there we go. All right, cool. 12:32 to that's gonna be our break time. Alright, so I'll be back. We're gonna go take a break, gonna go to the gym, hit up the bag, and then we'll be back to work on at least another hour of coding. Try to do 3 hours a day at least. So I was down to like 2. I want to get back up to 3 to make more progress. Anyway, yeah, see you in a bit. Peace.